Take their seats. Visitors will retire from the chamber. The Sergeant-at-Arms will close the doors. Members and visitors will please silence all electronic devices. Today's prayer will be offered by Representative Penny. Members and visitors in the gallery will please stand for the prayer and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
If you would, pray with me. Merciful Father, we praise your name. We pause now as we begin this legislative session. We pray, Father, for wisdom from on high. May what we say and do be found pleasing in your sight as we serve the citizens of this great state of North Carolina, which in Christ's name we pray. Amen. Amen.
Members of the gallery will refrain from shouting. The gentleman from Wayne, Representative Bell, is recognized for motion.
Mr. Speaker, the journal for April 8th has been examined and found to be correct. I move it be approved as written.
Representative Bell moves that the journal for April 8th be approved as written. All those in favor will say aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the journal is approved as written. The chair has a number of courtesies of the gallery to recognize. We'll go ahead and do that. Upon motion of the gentleman from Pitt, Representative Reeder, the chair is happy to extend the courtesies of the gallery to students from Greenville Christian Academy. If y'all are with us today, if you will, stand so we can recognize you. Right here. Upon motion of Representative Carver of Iredell County, the chair is happy to extend the courtesies of the gallery to the Lake Norman High School ladies basketball team. The Lady Wildcats won the 4A girls basketball championship, earning the school's first basketball state title. If you're with us, will you stand for us so we can recognize you? Upon motion of Representative Helfrich of Mecklenburg County, the chair is happy to extend the courtesies of the gallery to the students from Davidson College who are here on behalf of the Center for Political Engagement. If you will, stand so we can recognize you. Thank you for being with us today. Members, upon motion of Representative Maury of Durham County, the chair is happy to extend the courtesies of the gallery to Anderson Clayton, chair of the North Carolina Democratic Party, and Karen Ziegler of the North Carolina. Committee reports. Clerk will read.
Representatives Tyson, Shepard, McNeely, Eiler, Adams, Transportation Committee report. House Bill 81, Committee Substitute Number 1, Restrict Use of Vehicle Telematics, favorable and re-referred.
Re-referred to Finance.
House Bill 218, Emergency Info on DMV Applications, favorable and re-referred.
Re-referred to the Committee on Rules, Calendar, and Operations of the House.
House Bill 421, Motor Vehicle Dealers, favorable and re-referred.
Re-referred to Committee on Rules, Calendar, and Operations of the House.
House Bill 153, favorable ComSub, unfavorable the original bill, and re-referred.
Original bill, unfavorable calendar, committee substitute, re-referred to Finance.
House Bill 217, Driver Education, 18 years and older and unlicensed, favorable to ComSub, unfavorable the original bill, and re-referred.
Original bill, unfavorable calendar, committee substitute, referred to Finance.
House Bill 368, clarify law regarding car seats, favorable ComSub, unfavorable the original bill, and re-referred.
Original bill, unfavorable calendar, committee substitute, re-referred to Judiciary.
House Bill 406, clarify motor vehicle dealer laws, favorable ComSub, unfavorable the original bill, and re-referred.
Original bill, unfavorable calendar, re-referred to Rules, Calendar, and Operations of the House. Introduction, bills, resolutions. Clerk will read.
Representatives N. Jackson, Loftus, and Biggs, House Bill A818, birth certificates for persons adopted.
Refer to Judiciary 2, if favorable, state and local government. If favorable, rules, calendar, and operations of the House.
Representatives Johnson, Blackwell, Hawkins, and Winslow, House Bill 819, Department of Information Technology Agency Bill.
Refer to Appropriations, if favorable, rules, calendar, and operations of the House.
Representatives Reeder, Campbell, Ryan, and Crawford, House Bill 820, Prescription Eye Drop Early Refill Coverage.
Refer to Insurance, if favorable, Appropriations, if favorable, Finance, if favorable, rules, calendar, and operations of the House.
Representative Adams, Kidwell, and Sheetzel, House Bill 821, Driver's License Expiration Moratorium.
Refer to Transportation, if favorable, Finance, if favorable, rules, calendar, and operations of the House.
Representatives Adams, Shepard, and Setzer, House Bill 822, Moped Regulation.
Refer to Transportation, if favorable, rules, calendar, and operations of the House.
Representative Hawkins, Longus, Austin, and Ball, House Bill 823, County Services Districts, Research and Urban Research Service Districts.
Refer to Rules, Calendar, and Operations of the House.
Representatives White and Honeycutt, House Bill 824, Expand Treatment, Access Opioid Use Disorder.
Refer to Insurance, if favorable, Finance, if favorable, Rules, Calendar, and Operations of the House.
Representatives Echeverria and Scott, House Bill 825, Election Improvements.
Refer to Rules, Calendar, and Operations of the House.
Representatives Greenfield, Setzer, Lambeth, and White, House Bill 826, No Retaliation Against Mandatory Reporters.
Refer to Rules, Calendar, and Operations of the House.
Representative Scott, House Bill 827, Create Annual Sex Offense Registry Fee.
Refer to Rules, Calendar, and Operations of the House.
Representatives Morey, N. Jackson, Harrison, and Setzer, House Bill 828, Prohibit Proposition Bets on College Amateur Sports.
Refer to Rules, Calendar, and Operations of the House.
Representatives Sheetzel, Winslow, and Chester, House Bill 829, Locksmith Licensing Act Modernization.
Refer to Regulatory Reform, if favorable, Finance, if favorable, Rules, Calendar, and Operations of the House. Members will now move into our calendar. The members will take a look at their dashboard. There are a number of local bills that are on for their third reading that we voted on yesterday. We voted, of the four, we voted on three of those in a block vote. The chair would intend to vote those same three as a block vote again, that being House Bill 26, Town of Madison annexation, and House Bill 63, Town of Andrews de-annexation, and then House Bill 147, Elizabeth City and King de-annexations. Is there any objection to group and block voting those three bills on their third reading? Seeing none, it's so ordered. And the clerk, House Bill 2663 and 147, the clerk will read.
Representative Pirtle, House Bill 26, a bill to be entitled Town of Madison Satellite Annexation. Representative Gillespie, House Bill 63, a bill to be entitled Town of Andrews De-annexation. Representative Ward, House Bill 147, a bill to be entitled Elizabeth City and King de-annexations. The General Assembly of North Carolina enacts.
Further discussion or debate? Seeing none, the question for the House is the passage of House Bill 2663 and 147 on the third reading. All those in favor will vote aye. All those opposed will vote no. The clerk will open the vote. Clerk will log the machine and record the vote. 108 having voted in the affirmative and 4 in the negative. House Bill 2663 and 147 having passed their third reading will be ordered sent to the Senate. House Bill 143, the clerk will read.
Representative Humphrey, House Bill 143, a bill to be entitled Maysville Occupancy Tax. The General Assembly of North Carolina enacts.
Further discussion or debate on this bill on third reading? Seeing none, the question for the House is the passage of House Bill 143 on its third reading. All those in favor will vote aye. All those opposed will vote no. The clerk will open the vote. Clerk Clerk will lock machine and record the vote. 108 having voted in the affirmative and 5 in the negative. House Bill 143 having passed its third reading will be ordered sent to the Senate. House Bill 53. Clerk will read.
Representatives Warren, Humphrey, and Scott. House Bill 53, a bill to be entitled Increase Accident Thresholds, Safe Driver Plan, the General Assembly of North Carolina enacts.
The gentleman from Rowan, Representative Warren, is recognized to debate the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. House Bill 53 simply increases the property damage thresholds for major, intermediate, and minor accidents as defined under the North Carolina Safe Driver Incentive Plan. And the numbers based on this bill are provided by the Department of Insurance. They were based on the Consumer Price Index for motor vehicle maintenance and repair. This has been done periodically for the last 30 years. This is just an update accounting for inflation and so forth. I appreciate your support.
Further discussion or debate? Seeing none, the question before the House is the passage of House Bill 53 on its second reading. All those in favor will vote aye. All those opposed will vote no. The clerk will open the vote. Clerk will lock the machine and record the vote. 112 having voted in the affirmative and 1 in the negative. House Bill 53 having passed its second reading and without objection will be read a third time.
The General Assembly of North Carolina enacts.
Question before the House is the passage of House Bill 53 on its third reading. All those in favor will say aye. All those opposed no. The ayes have it. House Bill 53 having passed its third reading will be ordered sent to the Senate. House Bill 123, the clerk will read.
Representative Pless, House Bill 123, a bill to be entitled Criminal Falsification of Medical Records, the General Assembly of North Carolina enacts.
The gentleman from Haywood, Representative Pless, is recognized to debate the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Rather than reading the bill, I'm going to describe what the bill does. It's been through the House twice now. It was entered in 21, successfully went to the Senate. 23, it successfully went to the Senate, and everyone knows what happens after that. The bill was created for the offense of willful destruction, alteration, falsification of, or willful omission of information from a medical record. The bill is not about making mistakes on filling out reports, forgetting to make a report, or an entry in a report, or even destroying a report before you are allowed to. It's not about lying to the medical board, and it's not about any regulatory entity that you represent things to. This new law applies to licensed, certified, and credentialed healthcare providers in the state of North Carolina. These are the elements, and all of these have to be met. You have to knowingly and willfully destroy, alter, falsify, or omit information from a medical record to conceal the commission of a medical error or abuse or neglect of a patient, or providing medical services while providing medical services that caused a serious injury or death. The bill covers directly only those things that I talked about. You have to meet all of those elements. This would be a Class H felony if you did that and someone was injured. There is a component that if you are doing this for monetary gain, it becomes a misdemeanor. We have similar records like this that pertain to birth certificates, death certificates, vital records. We have them on inspection reports for DOT. We have them for altering titles, but we have nothing in the state of North Carolina that covers doing this to a medical record.
Further discussion or debate? Seeing none, the question before the House is the passage of the House Committee Substitute House Bill 123 on its second reading. All those in favor will vote aye. All those opposed will vote no. The clerk will open the vote. Clerk will lock the machine and record the vote. 88 having voted in the affirmative and 24 in the negative. House Committee Substitute House Bill 123 having passed its second reading and without objection will be read a third time.
The General Assembly of North Carolina
The
enacts.
question for the House is the passage of the House Committee Substitute to House Bill 123 on its third reading. All those in favor will say aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The House Committee Substitute to House Bill 123, having passed its third reading, will be ordered sent to the Senate. House Bill 149, the clerk will read.
Representative Carver, House Bill 149, a bill to be entitled School Financial Flexibility Pilot Program. The General Assembly of North Carolina enacts.
The gentleman from Iredell, Representative Carver, is recognized to debate the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This House Bill 149, the School Financial Flexibility Pilot Program, would essentially allow for charter-like flexibility, specifically for Mooresville Graded School District, would allow for the financial and hiring flexibility program to be implemented in that district as a pilot program. No known opposition to the bill. I'd appreciate your support.
Further discussion or debate? Seeing none, the question for the House is the passage of House Bill 149 on its second reading. All those in favor will vote aye. All those opposed will vote no. The clerk will open the vote. The clerk will lock the machine and record the vote. 107 having voted in the affirmative and 6 in the negative. House Bill 149 having passed its second reading without objection will be read a third time.
The General Assembly of North Carolina
The
enacts.
question for the House is the passage of House Bill 149 on its third reading. All those in favor will say aye. All those opposed, no. Ayes have it, and House Bill 149, having passed its third reading, will be ordered sent to the Senate. Members, the primary sponsor for House Bill 171 has an excused absence today, so the chair will remove the bill from today's calendar and place it on calendar for 36B to give the bill sponsor opportunity, obviously, to be here to present his bill. House Bill 258, the clerk will read.
Representatives Kay Hall, Miller, Crawford, and Jeffers. House Bill 258, a bill to be entitled Utility Worker Protection Act. The General Assembly of North Carolina enacts.
The gentleman from Stokes, Representative Hall, is recognized to debate the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. House Bill 258 takes an important step forward in ensuring the safety of those who work tirelessly to keep our homes powered, our water flowing, and our communications running smoothly. These workers are often out in the field performing critical tasks that allow us to go out about our daily lives without thinking twice about the systems that they're made of. This bill increases the penalties for assaulting them, and it clearly defines what constitutes as an assault on these workers and ensures that they wear recognizable uniforms in their active duty. This bill passed unanimously in every committee it's been in, and I would appreciate your support today. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Members, Representative Crawford has an amendment. Representative Crawford will be recognized to send forth the amendment. Clerk will read.
Representative Crawford moves to amend the bill.
The lady from Wick, Representative Crawford, is recognized to debate the amendment.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I offer this friendly amendment and appreciate Representative Hall for his help on this. This simply adds transportation workers to the bill. This was an amendment that was requested by the North Carolina Public Transportation Association, and I ask for your support.
The gentleman from Stokes, Representative Hall, is recognized to debate the amendment.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This is a good amendment. Vote yes.
Further discussion or debate? Seeing none, the question before the House is the adoption of the amendment. All those in favor will vote aye. All those opposed will vote no. The clerk will open the vote. Representative Belt, lady wish to be recorded. Representative Riddell. Clerk will light the machine and record the vote. 112 having voted in the affirmative and none in the negative. The amendment is adopted. We're now back on the bill. Further discussion or debate on the bill? Seeing none, the question before the House is the passage of the House Committee Substitute to House Bill 258 on its second reading. All those in favor will vote aye. All those opposed will vote no. The clerk will open the vote. Representatives Willis, Budd, Jackson, Robertson, Price, Cervania, Johnson, Hostler, Austin. The members wish to be recorded. The clerk will light the machine and record the vote. 109 having voted in the affirmative and 1 in the negative. The House Committee substitute to House Bill 258 having passed its second reading and without objection will be read a third time.
The General Assembly of North Carolina enacts.
Request for the House is the passage of the House Committee substitute to House Bill 258 on its third reading. All those in favor will say aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the House Committee substitute to House Bill 258, having passed its third reading, will be ordered engrossed and sent to the Senate. For what purpose, the gentleman from Rockingham, Representative Purtle, will rise.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'd like to change my vote. First time, I'd like to be recorded as an aye.
Was that on the last bill? So ordered. Generally reported having voted aye on House Bill 258. House Bill 266, the clerk will read.
Representatives Goodwin, Majid, Cunningham, and Logan. House Bill 266, a bill to be entitled Adopt Women Veterans Day. The General Assembly of North Carolina enacts.
Representative Goodwin, the chair, sees the gentleman has an amendment. Would the gentleman like to do the amendment first, or would the gentleman like to do the bill first?
We could go ahead and do the amendment. It's just changing the date of it. Okay. After some talk and some talk with the ladies, we'll
do the amendment. The Representative Goodwin is recognized to send forth an amendment. The clerk will read.
Representative Goodwin moves to amend the bill.
The gentleman from Chouan, Representative Goodwin, is recognized to debate the amendment.
Short and sweet, we're changing the date to May 1st. Several people have asked me, why would you do that? Well, I didn't want it to be around Mother's Day. That's a bad day. You talk about military veterans and everything. So it's just May 1st. Along with that, the ladies I have talked to since we talked a couple of days ago, they are in favor of that. And that's where I got that May 8th from. They did not want anything close to May 8th. So May 1st would be the date for Military Veterans Day, Women Veterans Day in the state of North Carolina.
And members, remind the members who are on the amendment. Is there further discussion or debate on the amendment? Seeing none, the question before the House is the adoption of the amendment. All those in favor will vote aye. All those opposed will vote no. The clerk will open the vote. Clerk will light the machine and record the vote. 109 having voted in the affirmative and 1 in the negative. The amendment is adopted. We're back on the bill. Representative Goodwin, does the gentleman wish to debate the bill? The gentleman is recognized to debate the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It was interesting over the last 2 or 3 days to have to explain myself to a bunch of sweet older ladies than me. But one called me. Then a next one would call me, and the next one would call me. Finally, they all got together, and that's what they said about May 1st. I asked them about May 8th, or maybe sometime in June. They were bound to do it on May 1st. So I agreed, so here we are today. I appreciate your vote.
Further discussion or debate? Seeing none, the question before the House is the passage of House Bill 266 on its second reading. All those in favor will vote aye. All those opposed will vote no. The clerk will open the vote. Representative Hawkins, the gentleman wish to be recorded. Clerk will light the machine and record the vote. 110 having voted in the affirmative and none in the negative. House Bill 266 having passed its second reading and without objection will be read a third time.
The General Assembly of North Carolina enacts.
The question before the House is the passage of House Bill 266 on its third reading. All those in favor will say aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and House Bill 266 having passed its third reading will be ordered engrossed and sent to the Senate. House Bill 308, the clerk will read.
Representative Stevens, House Bill 308, a bill to be entitled Criminal Law Changes. The General Assembly of North Carolina enacts.
The lady from Surrey, Representative Stevens, is recognized to debate the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, this comes to us for the Conference of District Attorneys. They have asked to amend the definition of strangulation based on some case law and to clarify the penalties for strangulation. It also makes some clarifying changes to the misdemeanor crime of domestic violence, creates a felony crime of habitual domestic violence. It clarifies certain expunction provisions and requires the court, when there are multiple offenses, to specify either a concurrent or consecutive sentence. There's no fallback position. Ask for your support.
For what purpose, the lady from Mecklenburg, Representative Logan Rice.
Speak on the bill.
The lady is recognized to debate the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It's a good bill, the part on strangulation. I was instructing a class to cadets, and I was instructing on domestic violence, and I was reading the elements of strangulation. And I got to the part of what the charge is, and I told them that someone needed to do something about that. And they giggled a little bit because they were well aware of who I am. But when I read that in 10 seconds with 11 pounds of pressure, that you could crush somebody's trachea and cut off the air supply to the brain, and their eyes would bug out, turn red, they would lose conscious, and if they didn't die, they would suffer from some of that for the rest of their lives. Hoarseness. It could cause miscarriages, brain damage. And it was just a terrible way for someone to try to kill someone, cause an injury. And there's various ways to cause strangulation, not just by hands. They could use a belt or some other article, a bat across the neck, lean you across a chair. And to read that, and I said, it's just terrible what humans do to human beings. And at that point, I notified our DA and told him I was going to do something about that, and I introduced House Bill 109. And then I was told that it was going to be placed in this bill, House Bill 308, and I urge you to vote for this bill so that it would be a tougher penalty for anyone that would ever do something like this to another human being. Not that it was necessary because the penalty increases, that it will stop them, but maybe make them think twice before ever trying to do this to someone, because it's horrible. It's a horrible thing to do to a human being. So I will be voting yes for this bill. Thank you.
For what purpose, the lady from Mecklenburg, Representative Bud Rice.
To speak to the bill.
The lady is recognized to debate the bill.
Thank you. Not that I think anyone in this chamber is on the fence with regards to whether or not this is a good bill. But in case anybody had any questions about strangulation and where that falls when it comes to domestic violence, let's be clear. When a victim is strangled by her partner, it is the last stop before death, the studies show. So when domestic violence reaches the point where the aggressor is strangling his victim, if this stops him from killing her the next time he gets his hands on her, it was well worth all of our yes votes. Thank you.
Further discussion or debate? Seeing none, the question before the House is the passage of the House Committee Substitute to House Bill 308 on second reading. All those in favor will vote aye. All those opposed will vote no. The clerk will open the vote. Clerk will light the machine and record the vote. 110 having voted in the affirmative and 2 in the negative. The House Committee Substitute to House Bill 308 having passed its second reading without objection. We read a third time.
The General Assembly of North Carolina enacts.
Question before the House is the passage of the House Committee Substitute to House Bill 308 on its third reading. All those in favor will say aye. All those opposed, no. Ayes have it, and House Committee Substitute to House Bill 308 having passed its third reading, the order sent to the Senate. House Bill 354, the clerk will read.
Representatives Purtle, Miller, B. Jones, and Green House Bill 354, a bill to be entitled Civil Procedure Gatekeeper Orders Database, the General Assembly of North Carolina enacts.
Gentlemen wish to speak to the bill first or put forth the amendment first?
The amendment, Mr. Speaker.
Representative Purtle will be recognized to send forth an amendment. Clerk will read.
Representative Purtle moves to amend the bill.
Gentleman from Rockingham, Representative Purtle is recognized to debate the amendment.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the amendment is just clarifying language that the bill addresses pleadings filed by the persons during the period of their adjudicated incompetency. It's just some clarifying language that was brought up in committee, and I submit it to you for your green vote.
Further discussion or debate on the amendment? Seeing none, the question for the House is the adoption of the amendment. All those in favor will vote aye. All those opposed will vote no. The clerk will open the vote. Clerk will like the machinery recorded the vote. 107 having voted in the affirmative and 5 in the negative. The amendment is adopted. We're now back on the bill. The gentleman from Rockingham, Representative Purtle, is recognized to debate the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This bill addresses civil procedure and gatekeeper orders and requires a database. It states that individuals adjudicated as incompetent and prohibited from filing pleas in court can only file pleadings through their guardian or legal counsel. If the person is identified by the administrative office of the courts as having been adjudicated incompetent, any pleading filed by that person directly must be struck by the court, and a gatekeeper order will be issued to prevent such future filings. The order will be served on the individual's guardian or counsel. There are exceptions to this rule. Individuals adjudicated incompetent may still file court pleadings without assistance of a guardian or counsel on the following conditions. 1, if the action is against their guardian or their counsel. 2, if the action is appeals to their adjudication of incompetence. 3rd, if the petition to modify the guardianship or restore competency. And lastly, actions in which the adjudicated person is being sued. If a person's competency is restored, the gatekeeper order is withdrawn, allowing the person to file pleadings independently. Section 2 deals with the database. It charges with the Office of Administrative Courts is tasked with creating and maintaining a functioning database to track individuals adjudicated as incompetent, with updates reflecting any changes in their adjudication, guardianship, or restored competency. The database will be accessible to judges and clerk of courts, and this becomes effective December 1st, 2025. I ask for your support. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
What purpose, the lady from Durham, Representative Moria, rise?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. To ask the bill sponsor a question.
Does the gentleman yield to a question?
I do.
He yields.
Thank you. In Section 1, a person who's been adjudicated incompetent, and it says, if they've been identified by the AOC having been so adjudicated, the court shall strike any pleading not filed by that person's guardian counsel. So will this be retroactive? I know the bill becomes effective December 1st, but if there's something that's already been filed and someone's already been adjudicated, it is not retroactive.
No, that's what the amendment was designed. It only is the actions while they were adjudicated incompetent. While they were competent before the incompetency findings or after, it makes no difference. This is only during the incompetency period that they filed anything.
Okay, but it becomes effective.
Gentleman, yield to an additional question?
I do.
He yields. Speaker, a second question. So it only applies to any cases after they have been filed on December 1st?
No, after December 1st, and if they are adjudicated incompetent, anything they filed during that period, and it's found that they filed it erroneously, it can be, a gatekeeper order can be put in place that it be dismissed.
Thank you very much.
Further discussion or debate on the bill? Seeing none, the question before the House is the passage of the House Committee Substitute House Bill 354 on its second reading. All those in favor will vote aye. All those opposed will vote no. The clerk will open the vote. Clerk will lock the machine and record the vote. 89 having voted in the affirmative and 24 in the negative. The House Committee Substitute House Bill 354 having passed its second reading and without objection will be read a third time.
The General Assembly of North Carolina enacts.
The question before the House is the passage of the House Committee Substitute to House Bill 354 on its third reading. All those in favor will say aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the House Committee Substitute to House Bill 354, having passed its third reading, will be ordered engrossed and sent to the Senate. House Bill 358, the clerk will read.
Representatives Humphrey, Balcom, and Setzer. House Bill 358, a bill to be entitled Maintain National Association of Insurance Commissioners Accreditation of DOI. The General Assembly of North Carolina enacts.
The gentleman from Lenore, Representative Humphrey, is recognized to debate the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. This is an agency bill, and basically what it does, it will amend North Carolina's insurance laws to meet the National Association of Insurance Commissioners requirements, ensuring the state maintains its accreditation. Appreciate your support.
Further discussion or debate? Seeing none, the question for the House is the passage of House Bill 358 on its second reading. All those in favor will vote aye. All those opposed will vote no. The clerk will open the vote. Representative Cunningham's lady wish to be recorded. The clerk will lock the machine and record the vote. 113 having voted in the affirmative and 9 in the negative. House Bill 358 having passed its second reading and without objection will be read a third time.
The General Assembly of North Carolina enacts.
The question for the House is the passage of House Bill 358 on its third reading. All those in favor will say aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it. House Bill 358 having passed its third reading will be ordered sent to the Senate. Representative Price, the chair, has seen the lady maybe hit her button a couple of times a moment ago. Well, maybe Savanya. What purpose does the lady from Wake, Representative Savanya, rise?
Speaker, I'd like to be recorded as an aye for House Bill 258, please.
So ordered.
Thank you, sir.
The chair saw that light come on every now and then a minute ago. I couldn't. Well, it looks like it was Representative Price as well. For what purpose does the lady from Orange, Representative Price, rise?
Same thing, vote be recorded as yes on 258.
So ordered. House Bill 377, the clerk will read.
Representative Stevens, House Bill 377, a bill to be entitled Changes to Estates and Trust Statutes. The General Assembly of North Carolina enacts.
The lady from Surrey, Representative Stevens, is recognized to debate the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, this comes to us from the North Carolina's, not for me, North Carolina's Estate and Trust section. It is me? Hold on. Don't know who these people are. Okay, sorry. We'll cut them off. Talk to them. Tell them what you know. Sorry. I blame it on Representative Blackwell. This comes to us from the North Carolina Bar Association's Estate Planning and Fiduciary Law section. It enacts the Uniform Electronic Wills Act. And what that is that we can do our wills electronically. The clerk's office does not accept them. They don't get stored there at this time. It could be something we ask in the future. What it does is allow attorneys to do electronic wills, get the notaries, get the e-signatures, and keep them in their computer until such time as a family is seeking them, because they frequently get lost in the mail. We update the elective share statute, basically saying that 100% of trust assets are considered in determining the elective share statute. Shares of the wife. It updates the statutes related to trust administration in the event that there's a controversy, the do's and don'ts for the trustee, and it revises the year's statutory allowance, but basically just as to timing as to how quickly it can be done. So that's for your support.
Further discussion or debate? Seeing none, the question before the House is the passage of the House Committee Substitute to House Bill 377 on its second reading. All those in favor will vote aye. All those opposed will vote no. The clerk will open the vote. Clerk will lock the machine and record the vote. 113 having voted in the affirmative and none in the negative. House Committee Substitute to House Bill 377, having passed its second reading and without objection, will be read a third time.
The General Assembly of North Carolina enacts.
Question before the House is the passage of House Committee Substitute to House Bill 377 on its third reading. All those in favor will say aye. All those opposed, no. Ayes have it, and House Committee Substitute to House Bill 377, having passed its third reading, will be ordered sent to the Senate. House Bill 389, the clerk will read.
Representatives Art, Lambeth, Bell, and Strickland. House Bill 389, a bill to be entitled Child Care Workforce Pilot Program. The General Assembly of North Carolina enacts.
The gentleman from the Union, Representative Art, is recognized to debate the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'd first like to thank my co-sponsors in working with me to develop this bill. This bill is one of about 4 bills we're bringing forward to address the child care problem. This bill in particular creates a child care workforce pilot program modeled after 2 very successful academies in Wayne and Johnson County. And this bill will create 10 additional academies spread across the state. What this bill does is allow people to complete EDU 119 course, which is essential in getting their child care license to teach. It collapses the time from 15 weeks to 2 to 3 weeks. It's based in the community colleges. As also part of the program, students receive health screenings, fingerprint, background checks at no cost to the students. All of this is an effort to increase the supply of available teachers in a workforce to bring the cost down and to provide slots. This has a potential to create 1,000 slots over there, and if each teacher can supervise 8 to 10 children, that's 8,000 to 10,000 slots covered. I ask for your support and vote for this.
Further discussion or debate? Seeing none, the question before the House is the passage of the House Committee Substitute to House Bill 389 on its second reading. All those in favor will vote aye. All those opposed will vote no. The clerk will open the vote. Representative Dew, does the lady wish to be recorded? Clerk will lock the machine and record the vote. 113 having voted in the affirmative and none in the negative. The House Committee Substitute, House Bill 389, having passed its second reading and without objection, will be read a third time.
The General Assembly of North Carolina enacts.
Question before the House is the passage of the House Committee Substitute to House Bill 389 on its third reading. All those in favor will say aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the House Committee Substitute to House Bill 389, having passed its third reading, will be ordered sent to the Senate. House Bill 397, the clerk will read.
Representatives Lambeth and Cotham. House Bill 397, a bill to be entitled Use of Epinephrine Nasal Spray. The General Assembly of North Carolina enacts.
The gentleman from Forsyth, Representative Lambeth, is recognized to debate the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and colleagues. Most of us are aware of state law that allows the administering of EpiPens. That's a bill that we passed a few years ago in our schools. This law simply changes the statute to allow the use of epinephrine nasal spray in addition to the auto-injectors or the EpiPens. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple, and I ask for your support.
Further discussion or debate? Seeing none, the question before the House is the passage of the House Committee Substitute to House Bill 397 on its second reading. All those in favor will vote aye. All those opposed will vote no. The clerk will open the vote. Clerk will lock the machine and record the vote. 113 having voted in the affirmative and none in the negative. The House Committee Substitute to House Bill 397 having passed its second reading and without objection will be read a third time.
The General Assembly of North Carolina enacts.
Question for the House is the passage of the House Committee Substitute to House Bill 397 on its third reading. All those in favor will say aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the House Committee substitute to House Bill 397, having passed its third reading, will be ordered to send to the Senate. House Bill 481, the clerk will read.
Representative Davis, House Bill 481, a bill to be entitled General Statutes Commission Technical Corrections of 2025, Part 2, the General Assembly of North Carolina enacts.
The gentleman from New Hanover, Representative Davis, is recognized to debate the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Ladies and gentlemen of the House, we previously passed these technical corrections recommended by General Statutes Commission, Part 1. This is simply Part 2. No opposition, none. I hope you have your support. Thank you.
Further discussion or debate? Seeing none, the question before the House is the passage of the House Committee substitute to House Bill 481 on its second reading. All those in favor will vote aye. All those opposed will vote no. The clerk will open the vote. The clerk will lock the machine and record the vote. 113 having voted in the affirmative and none in the negative. House Committee substitute to House Bill 481 having passed its second reading and without objection will be read a third time.
The General Assembly of North Carolina enacts.
Question before the House is the passage of the House Committee substitute to House Bill 481 on its third reading. All those in favor will say aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the House Committee substitute to House Bill 481 having passed its third reading will be ordered sent to the Senate. Members, that's it for today's calendar. Other than a couple of homework items, we'll go ahead and do notices and announcements. And while we're doing that, if the pages will go ahead and come to the front, line up in front of the dais so we can recognize you momentarily. For what purpose does the gentleman from Wayne, Representative Bell, rise?
For an announcement.
Gentleman's recognized for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, we will have rules immediately after session, so the quicker you get there, the quicker we can get done. Thank you.
For what purpose does the gentleman from Iredell, Representative McNeely, rise?
For an announcement.
Gentleman's recognized for an announcement.
Thank you. In a hurry today in agriculture with a lot going on, we forgot to mention we're having a field trip. No bus involved. You'll have to get your own transportation. But next Thursday at 11 o'clock, we're going to meet out at the NC State Feed Mill on Wheeler Road. And then we're also going to tour the dairy unit and possibly have lunch and some Howling Cow ice cream. So all are invited. We will try to send out something formally in an email from our office. But we hope many people will attend and learn about what we're doing in agriculture in North Carolina. Thank you.
Members will come back to notices and announcements momentarily. We want to go ahead and recognize our pages for being here with us this week. Hope you've enjoyed your time with us and learned something. And Madam Clerk, if you will, tell us who our pages are this week.
Addison Burleson, Stanley County, sponsor, Representative Cody Honeycutt. Hayden Carter, Wake County, sponsor, Speaker Destin Hall. Jamie Chang, Wake County, sponsor, Representative Maria Cervania. Mahi Chatola, Wake County, sponsor, Maria Cervania. Riley Crissell, Wilson County, sponsor, Representative Dante Pittman. Anna Ferrario, Forsyth County, sponsor, Speaker Destin Hall. Zoe Helfrich, Mecklenburg County, sponsor, Beth Helfrich. Anthony Liu, Wake County, sponsor, Representative Julie Von Hafen. Ava Lubson, Wake County, sponsor, Representative Marcia Morey. Jesse Pollard, Pitt County, sponsor, Representative Gloristine Brown. Carson Raleigh, Mecklenburg County, sponsor, Representative Terry M. Brown, Jr. Amber Tirado, Wake County, sponsor, Representative Sarah Crawford.
Pages, thank you again for being with us this week. We hope you've enjoyed your time. We wish you all the best of luck. If any of us could ever help you with anything, please let us know. Members, if you will, please join me in thanking our pages for their service this week. Pages, you may return to your post. The chair does have one bill re-referral. Mr. Clerk, House Bill 69, Military and Veterans Educational Promise Act, is withdrawn from the Committee on Appropriations and re-referred to the Committee on Rules, Calendar, and Operations of the House. Back to notices and announcements. For what purpose does the gentleman from Union, Representative Brody, arise?
For announcements, Mr. Speaker.
Gentleman's recognized for an announcement.
Yes, the Committee on Building and Development will meet at 3 o'clock. I hear there's a Rules Committee, and Representative Bell said he'd work with us on that. So if you're on both committees, maybe you can talk to Representative Bell, and they can work something out. Thanks.
What purpose is Gentleman from Stanley? Representative Honeycutt rise.
Announcement.
Gentleman's recognized for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to announce the reestablishment of the Joint Wine and Vineyard Industry Caucus. We will be having our annual event next month, so stay tuned and keep an eye on your inbox. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
What purpose is Gentleman from Wake? Representative Jones rise. Further notices or announcements. For what purpose is the gentleman from Scotland? Representative Pierce arise.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. To ask whoever's chairing insurance today, is it possible to move the meeting to 3 since we're getting out 30 minutes early? Can they set it up, have the room set up by 3? We might have it before 4 o'clock this afternoon. Insurance.
You said the Committee on Insurance?
Yes.
You can probably throw a rock right there at the guy sitting close to you who's looking at his phone right now and probably not listening to the notices and announcements. So I'll give you a second maybe to ask him that question, and he can let us know. Members, Chair, we'll let the members know, of course, to no recorded votes tomorrow on Thursday. And, of course, the bill filing deadline will be tomorrow at 3 p.m. And Chair does not anticipate that one being extended this time. Any further notices or announcements? Seeing none, the gentleman from Wayne, Representative Bell, is recognized for a motion.
Mr. Speaker, I move the House to now adjourn to reconvene Thursday, April 10th at 11 a.m., subject to the standard stipulations set forth in Rule 15.1.
Representative Bell moves, seconded by Representative Dixon, that the House do now adjourn to reconvene Thursday, April 10th at 11 a.m., subject to the standard stipulations set forth in Rule 15.1. All those in favor will say aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the House is now adjourned.